Hello, everybody. Welcome to OCTV's coverage of the World Cup of iRacing Intimidator Series East Regional. We've got about 7 different sessions up right now of drivers who are attempting to qualify. Just jumped into the one with the most drivers in. As soon as we know who the guys in the top split are going to be, we will be jumping over to the actual room. So I am in the booth right now with Cafe Hole, David Williamson, and our own Katie Reed. You guys looking forward to this evening's festivities?
I think that's one way to phrase it. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. These cars are absolutely crazy on this track, and I can't wait to see what kind of speed these guys put down. We're looking at it right now, and these are 40-second laps, and that is a crazy amount of speed, about 233 miles an hour around this track, and that's just single car. That's single car racing right now, trying to do qualifying efforts. So, I mean, if that tells you anything, this is going to be absolutely nuts. And as you had mentioned before, there are separate qualifying sessions, which is why you do not see a lot of drivers in this one. But for now, we will focus on these drivers and try to wait for the big sessions to come up, get you guys used to seeing these cars on this track right now. As looks like currently in this specific qualifying session, we have Carl Jansen up in first with a pretty decent time right now, leading by, let's see, I think that's a hundredth of a second right now.
And just I've yeah, tongue-tied at the speed these things do. 240 miles an hour is what we're going to be expecting. Sometimes hitting 250 if you get a good draft. But they're crazy fast, but crazy hard to drive because you make a mistake, you go offline, you're into the wall, and you go from being with the pack to waiting for the pack to lap you yet again.
Right now we're on board with Michael Doe, 48 Lowe's car. We're jumping on board with Casper Andreasen. Not sure what guys are.
It looks like Michael, and we apologize if we mispronounce these names, Godot, he is from France, and looks like he's got a little bit of damage on the right front of his car. That's pretty interesting. I wonder how that's affecting him right now. He might have just slammed the wall a little bit.
Well, that's all it takes is just that little nudge coming off turn 2 or setting up to go into 1 because you want to be as high as possible without touching that wall. But coming off of 2, even in the modern cars that we've got now, after a few laps, it wants to push up there, especially with the draft. And these cars are very aero sensitive. I'm a little surprised that he didn't just pull it off and start the lap over again.
We've had a couple of drivers jump in since this session went up, but they have yet to put a time down. I'm looking at number 8 of Casper, and again, we apologize if we... Ooh, as he hits the wall out of 2, onto the backstretch, heavy to the low wall there. Wow, that was a crazy impact there. He's going to have to reset. He has not put down a qualifying effort right now. He has about 3 minutes to go to get one in, so he should have time, but he's got to go soon.
Now, I remember Tony saying that at the outset of this, there was going to be 120 drivers starting out as pulling in qualifying to bring up, I believe, 2 sessions. So there's going to be guys going home. Some of these guys have got to really settle down, get their lap in, because if they don't put in a time, they've just given up on having a chance at the race.
Another one thing race director Michael let tell me is there will be multiple splits for these regional races. I don't know how that translates to the participants for the final. We'll have all those details here hopefully in the next little while. Riding on board with Carl Jansen as he brings his car up to speed here. Going to try to take another shot at it. See into turn 1, 225 miles an hour.
Actually, Tony, I hate to correct you though. That's Casper Anderson. And yeah, Anderson.
What did I say?
You called out the leader there.
Oh, I sure did. This is why they don't let me on the mic much.
Speaking of being on the mic, how are you guys doing today?
Doing great. Donovan Johns, good to have you with us.
Thanks, got lost on the way up to the booth here. This track is so big, I was stuck in the infield for a while. But thanks for having me up here. Took a little while. I know we're running a little later than we had expected.
Well, I mean, that's just us. We roll with it. So there were a few hitches put in there. We're getting around it. So they're setting up right now with just the qualifying for the regional finals. So that is less than a minute away. That they're going to be done qualifying, and I guess they're going to be setting up the heats, and we will be going racing. Donovan, you have any experience with these cars?
You know, I've done a little bit of what do you call them? The open races we do here in iRacing. I don't have much league experience at Dega other than with the Pacific Majors. I do know that pack racing here in these cars, it's all setup dependent, and your ability to handle the stress of being bumper to bumper for all these laps. I mean, it's so much concentration and the ability to adjust on the fly. I'm understanding that these guys are running fixed setup, which is going to ease up the mind on understanding if you're going to have a little bit of loose, a little bit tight. You're in the same predicament every other driver is, which is an advantage for the people who are really, really good at whatever that particular setup is going to be.
Yeah, I completely agree with you there, Donovan. I mean, a setup is, everyone has a preference to the way they like the car set up. When you get into fixed setup racing, you learn to adapt your driving style to what works best for the setup. Some drivers can do it, some can't.
Yeah, I'm definitely one of those guys who I prefer the iRacing fixed setups. I can adjust my driving style more so than I can actually tune my own car. So I know I use quite a few guys in our league to help dial in those cars to make us fast. It's being a working professional, it's hard to take the time it takes to make these cars to the pinnacle of what they can be.
Now, I happen to notice that they're just finishing up the qualifying there. We saw a time in there 2 minutes flat. I wonder if there's any strategy involved that they can get into a set split and get into a higher qualifier from it. We'll have to see how that works out. That's the 68 of Holger Kluner.
Yeah, Kluner driving out of the. I always call it detached, running out of German out there. Those guys tend to be pretty fast out here in the oval races. I know they're amazing at in the road races, and I hate to compete with them there because I just feel like an obstacle when running with especially the Europeans.
So you're saying it was all in Schumacher's blood then, not necessarily talent.
I think those guys take racing to a different level than most of us do, and for them it is literally a religion. So it's fantastic to watch these guys run. I'm excited to watch them see what they can do out here tonight, and then follow that up with whatever the West that we're going to be able to produce. I know I've run with some of the Brazil guys. They are tough to run with. But I think up here in North America we'll be able to hold our own.
Yeah, they take their stuff seriously. I mean, you get in with not so much the Brazil guys, but the I know from when you're running the regular iRacing official races, you get some of those guys in there and they treat it like they are paid to race.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I love to run with the Australians. Those guys are fantastic to run with.
Well, that just depends on time of day. You get them at middle of the afternoon after they've been drinking all day our time.
Oh, amen to that. I like to. I usually, because of my work hours, I'm usually on fairly later into the night, so I do get the Australians when they're just post dinner time. So they do make for some fun racing. Let's see.
Most of these pauses right now are just because we're watching for the servers for the sessions to come up, so we can kind of help our producer line here to get you guys watching some action going on. And I'm sure that that Mike Willett has a whole lot of work to do right now because 6 qualifying sessions just ended, and he's got to sort them into groups.
Yeah, that I do not want Mike Elliott's job. What he does for the World Cup, what he does for so many racing series in iRacing, it's amazing the organization this man does week in and week out in organizing the World Cup. I mean, it's insane. This is my my second World Cup with the service here. Mike Oliet runs the Pacific Majors, which I'm a part of, and OCTV has graciously come on this last year and supported us. We run a system in road racing called the Predator Series, where we run for all week, and he organizes by car types and speeds a predator format so that at the end of the 2.5 hours of racing, we all end up on the same lead lap, at least the fast guys do. So then it really comes down to GT1, GT2 prototypes, GT3s, all battling for the win, and within the last few minutes of the race. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, OCTV covered one of those races. I believe it was Sebring, and it was really exciting because it almost worked out that, or at least when we were covering the amateur split,
Right.
And with that, I mean, near the end, we were all discussing: is he going to catch him? Is the person who's going to win the race? Is he going to have enough fuel and not get overtaken by this other car?
Right, and that's where Mike's genius comes in, and he's got to figure out, and we do that 2 times a year or 3 times a year, and he's done that for 3 years now, is figuring out driving styles, what there's timing differentials need to be, so that again at the end of 2.5 hours, that we're all literally battling for the win on that. It's exciting to be a part of what he's capable. Looks like we're going to cut to commercial break here for real quick, get things reorganized, and get back live with some racing for the World Cup.
And welcome back, everybody, to Off Camber's TV coverage of the World Cup of iRacing Intimidator East Regionals. I am Winston Mess. You probably didn't hear me during the pre-show because I wasn't here. So we're sitting here right now watching a little bit of warm-up. Joining me right now is Cafe Hole and Donovan Johns. How you boys doing? Also, Katie Reed has decided to make an appearance.
Yeah, doing great. It's great to have you up here. We were watching some of the low qualifying up ahead of time and some of the practice that was going on. These cars are wicked fast, and it looks like the drivers are going to have a handful. It'll be interesting to see how they pull it off.
Yeah, I am checking out these rides and look at their speeds that these guys are doing. I have not seen cars drive this fast on these tracks ever. I'm excited to see what these guys come out and do.
Mountain Dew.
I'd love some. Thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem. I've seen this car. I've seen this track. I have never seen this combo. And so I'm actually super excited to see what they produce here. I mean, I think it's going to be absolute madness, especially in the beginning. But, I mean, these drivers are really good. They'll be able to hold these cars hopefully for a while. So we'll see what happens. But definitely got some good competition here and some really, really quick speeds.
Yeah, we take the restrictor plates off and it drives like a 1.5 mile track.
Except it's real aero sensitive.
Extremely. It's like driving an Indy car that's boxed in.
Well, yeah, I was noticing through practice earlier. I don't know if you guys were watching some of the practices earlier, but with these cars the way they are, they're not set up with the cowl flaps or anything like that. So they get a little bit sideways or a little too far backwards, and they go up in the air.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, we're going to have some majestic wrecks here if everything goes according to plan. I mean, some of these drivers are just going to be able to, are going to have to be able to move around because there's going to be a lot of bumping, that's for sure. And we are already now into the 39-second bracket. What a lap right now.
Ooh!
By Yanni Mustapo. 39.641. In the top spot right now, 00.
Yeah, it's going to look like a lot of these cars are going to be able to turn 3-4 laps by themselves. And then when the aero push starts to kick in, they're going to have some trouble coming off of 2. Watch for those accidents to happen off of turn 2, and potentially if they're running 2 and 3 wide off of turn 4.
Well, I am Tiller there on the backstretch.
Oh yeah, Henry Taylor losing it around. I know I'm kind of wondering why these guys are not actively practicing being in a draft. With the speed these cars are going to produce, it's all going to be about how you handle that car with 20, 30 other drivers traveling at 240 miles an hour.
I think some of it has got to do with how well you draft with a particular person. Most of these cars, it's not going to be Ford versus Chevy versus back in the day Dodge. What you're going to see is some people will naturally draft better than others with a particular driver. Someone that can either hug that yellow line or knows to pull up to a set Q line that these guys are running. So it's going to be pairings. So you're going to see 2 car packs that work together, but I don't necessarily think you're going to see a bunch of 2 wide racing or 2 and 3 cars that just kind of randomly hook up. Watch for teammates that are used to driving with one another to hook up and go.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that, to see how many people are going up spectating for spotters. I think the spotters are going to be just as important in this race as anybody else.
Yeah, it's interesting you brought up the multiple spotters per team. Each driver is probably going to have a spotter. There might be 1 or 2 spotters per team. In addition to that, to kind of give some chatter, so-and-so, somebody's wrecking a half a straightaway ahead, or this group is coming up fast, or this line is working, someone to kind of manage the team.
And I'm glad you said half a lap ahead. When you think Talladega, you think Daytona, you think half a lap ahead that's 30, 40 seconds down the road. You're turning a 30-second lap here right now, solo outside of a draft. Half a straightaway up to a straightaway up, you're there in 5 to 7 seconds right now.
Yeah, you're
This-
turning Talladega in Charlotte's times.
Right. I'm like, and we're going faster than Charlotte. Well, I guess we're turning high 30s, low 40s in Charlotte. I mean, you're at a big short track right now. So this is exciting. I'm getting giddy. I can already feel my heart racing. I am excited to see what these guys are going to do.
Yeah, warm up is done. So we're gonna find out really soon as these cars start to hook up and kind of give shape to, you know, they don't want to give anything away during practice. How well they draft, how well they don't draft, you know, top speeds. It's not about getting to the top of the speed chart during warm up.
We're going straight to grid.
Yeah, so far we have 21 drivers that have logged into this session right now. And it looks like 17 of them, 17 have put down at least one lap of practice. So a couple drivers not practicing with the others, and as we saw, quite a bit of them only running single car laps right now. So I mean, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be interesting to see how they react now being around other drivers. And it's something you have to remember is that these cars are not capped at speed. They're not capped at all. So this is going to be extremely dangerous. Your moves are going to have to be much more subtle. You have to be very careful with the way you move around in these cars.
All right, we're going to roll down your starting grid real quick. On pole tonight is the 64 of Kitty Ingstrom with a 40.604. The 00, Yanni Mistampo, excuse me, in second. You got Marion Hensel in third. Connery Maddock in fourth, and Simon Thorns is going to round out your top five. And you have John Jarrett sitting in the sixth position. Seventh is Harry Tiller, Christian Spielman in eighth, Roman Walter in ninth, and Yanni Rutinen rounds out your top 10. Excuse me. 11th is Dominic Baum, Carl Hayes in 12th. 13th is Patrick Kopp, Nigel Zhejiang in 14th, Jan Hoffman in 15th, Matthew Coleman in 16th. Carl Jansen in 17th, Tom Gregoriuson in 18th, 19th is Stuart Ponfrey, Freddie Seams in 20th, and rounding out your field will be Mark Murphy in 21st.
I think I speak for most of the broadcast crew up here. We do apologize if we mispronounce a name or two, with this being quite a bit of foreigners, and by foreigners I mean people that are not necessarily from or around America, where all of us guys are from, and Canada. We may not be used to these names, so we do apologize ahead of time, and we'll try to make sure that we call out some car numbers for you guys.
Right. Looking on the list here, we have quite a good selection from the UK and I. We have 4 drivers from Scandinavia, a handful of drivers from the Germany area. We have Iberia, and a place I had to look up, Benelux, which is apparently Belgium, Netherlands, and Luxembourg regions. So very diverse group of drivers in this split in these races. So excited to see what we're going to break down and do.
Yeah, pace car's got them rolling off turn 4 right now. Going to head down to the pit lane to get out the way. Green flag will be after the center of the trioval here, because the start finish line is awkward here at Talladega. It's 3/4 of the way down the front stretch. Green flag is out, and we are underway here for the Intimidator East Regionals for the World Cup iRacing.
It's good to see that some of these team cars are trying to get together. There's a batch about 7th to 10th is getting together. We're going to see a lot of cars jockeying for position and then settle into line quickly just to turn laps and do the racing at the end. We hope there's excitement in between.
Yeah, those UK and I cars are wonderful. I love when people run this team paint. It's very easy to identify who's doing what from what region. So we were watching some of these guys hook up together. They're stringing out pretty fast down the line. Looks like it's top 4 in a breakaway formation, while about 5th through 8th here, or 9th is kind of still battling up. Almost coming together.
Got a big wide back here with a 52 and the 112.
Yeah, you'll find that the big difference with drafting with these cars as opposed to the current 2016 models is there's a limit to where these cars work out. Where for some people touching up, the 88 gets into the wall and wrecks.
Yeah, the 999 car, Freddie Beamson's, he got really, really hard into actually both the outside and inside wall. Ooh, spinner. That is the 15 of Dominic Vaughn, spinning in the middle of 3 and 4 right now. Looks like he's going to have to reset, and he does.
And pace cars going into turn 1. While they're catching the feeler, to get back to what I was saying, was these cars, part of the reason they scrapped the idea with this car was the fact that once you get a 2 or 3 car pack, that's as fast as you're going to get, because you start extending past that line and you're suddenly really tight for air and it becomes too difficult to drive. So I don't think you're going to see the big pack of 10 and 12 cars that we've been used to seeing in super speedway racing in the past.
Yeah, looking at that replay, it was pretty much the 88 of Carl Jansen that really slapped the outside wall in the backstretch after coming out of 2, and he came down in front of the 36. 36 has heavy front end damage, but other than that, the car is clean around it. But the 15 really just turned on himself in turn 3. Really had no help there. So other than that, it was realistically a 1-2 car incident. So that's really good to see early on.
Yeah, and as long as there's not a whole bunch of damage and you're still on the lead lap, I can't see them really stopping other than to possibly take a little bit of repair, but not be too worried about it.
Yeah, I'm taking a look back at this right now. And actually the 15, the caution had come out, but the 15 tried to split 2 cars, tried to go down the middle. It was not happening. He actually turned up in front of the 91 car. The 91 just couldn't slow up in time, and that's actually what caused his separate wreck. But the caution was already out. I don't know what the 15 was thinking there, but either way, he took the brunt of that damage. The 91 had to pit as well, but fortunately got a couple of cars in heavy trouble here early on.
And pretty much the whole back half of the field came down to pit lane there. You got the 58 rolling off right now, the 50, 05, the 36.
Yeah, you really have nothing to lose by making a stop now. It is an 80-lap race, so you are going to have to make a fuel stop. You are going to have to stop for tires. Stopping while you're at the back, not a big problem. But the further up in the field you are, the less chance you have of that wreck happening in front of you.
11 deploying a little bit of strategy. He was trying to wait for his clubmate, but he's decided to go ahead and roll on out and catch up with the rest of the field here.
Yeah, under pace, these cars are so slow. You're gonna need to get out and catch up as quickly as you can, and just hope your clubmate catches up to you.
Well, think about it. They're turning a pace speed of 80 miles an hour as opposed to 240. So 3 times as long to get around the track, and most times with the regular official racing, it's not quite like that.
Right now, your top 5 sitting with the 00, Yanni Mistampo out front. You got Connery Maddock in second, Kitty Engstrom in third, and the 64, the 99 of Marion Hensel in fourth, and the 59 of John Jarrett is your top 5 as they run here. We should be seeing the lights go off of the pace car. So we've got 1 to go until we go back to green flag racing.
Yeah, I think it looked like a lot of people were cautious on that first green flag, trying to figure out what's going to happen. A lot of cars spread out pretty quickly. I'm thinking after that first start has happened, they're going to get a little tighter, hopefully, and be able to group together and not have such a big breakout and batched up running.
Yeah, it was very interesting how they all got kind of spread out in smaller packs. We did see a couple guys try to drop off, try to avoid a wreck, but the wreck ended up happening in the back, and that's kind of a risk you take by dropping off. Now, to get you guys caught up, we have 18 cars right now on the lead lap, 21 on the racetrack. 3 of those cars are currently on pit lane, 2 laps down right now. That is the 91, the 19, and the 88 car. That's what we look at right now. So we'll have about 17, 18 cars still competing for a top spot.
Looks like we have lost one of our first casualties of the race. Dale Robertson has hung up his hat, and it's calling it a night.
Well, it tends to be one of those races that once you've fallen behind or you've done so much damage to wait it out, there's no coming back from it.
Yeah, and we're not running any fast repairs tonight. So these guys, they have what they have. take care of your equipment, and run hard, run fast.
We're on board with the 00 facing back into the rest of the field here as they are coming to get the green flag. The Stampo on point, coming around the tri-oval. Flagman has the green flag in hand, and he takes off. Back underway here at Talladega.
I don't know if Connery Maddock in the 17 car was paying attention, or if he just wanted to lag up there, but he let that 00 take off.
It could also be that with some of the stuff we're used to, some of these guys are running single monitor. You have to run that a little bit far back because you can't look to the left without having to actually hit your button to make it look left.
Yeah, keep an eye up front. That 00 is already getting run over. He got out front a little too much. And that 17, 64, 39, sorry, the 99, all got in a lane trying to run him over like a train, and it's working so far. Too wide for third position here.
Yeah, that's
another.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that's something else to watch for the teammates and whatnot. I mean, we have the team paint jobs here, but there's other cars that have paint jobs. They might have set that up to let the leader get ahead. They'd use the draft to catch him and just shuffle him to the outside.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the same thing. It looked
Oh,
like
we got a wreck 58
wreck back.
on the backstretch. That's 58 and 52. Ooh, 52 on his hood for a moment there. That was out of turn 2. Caution is out on lap 7 here. Looks like that 58 was riding high. 52 looks like he was taking it low, but the 52 kind of went up into the middle lane and got in the 58's bumper there.
Well, coming to that caution, we did get a new leader. The 64 of Kitty has taken over the lead.
Okay, so 8 laps in. Do you take fuel at this point?
If I'm running in this series right now, if I'm running top 5, I wouldn't. If I'm 6th, 7th, 8th, and below, oh yeah, it's not going to kill me either way. And if I know if I go in, everyone else is going to follow. So we're going to have 4 fresh rubbers. We're going to get some fold up. We know it's at least 1 pit stop, possibly 2. So you might as well make it happen.
And the unique thing about these cars as well is that these cars will melt the front right tire, whereas if you run the trucks or any other car, it's kind of just a little bit even wear. They even up, whatever. These things are punishing on their front rights, and after about 10 laps, you can really tell.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that we actually are having a couple of cautions, and these cautions are coming out mid to late pack, and it's always between 2 cars, just either not getting checked up in time. We're having a lot of speed in these cars. I guess maybe then either might not be used to it, or they're just trying to be pretty risky early on. But either way, a couple of cautions come out, a couple of unnecessary cautions have come out so far.
Yeah, I think we call that official races weeding the field out. So those cars, once they can no longer run, won't be an element anymore. We might see some longer green flag runs at that point.
And it looks like I called it there. It looks like from 7th on back, everyone peeled in.
Pit road looks like the 17 is going to win that. Have the 12 in tow with the 59 coming out right behind him in the 26. 9 and 26 are teammates.
Yeah, definitely with the pit strategies to try and get out there, 2 spots apart from your drafting partner is kind of crucial at this point.
Yeah, you definitely need to be with someone you can drive with.
Yeah, I think the last time we did any serious racing here, or at least for myself, we were running Indy cars with these cars on the same track with really fast setups. We were practicing the bump draft, and some people you can do it with, and some you can't.
No, wait, were you bump drafting the Indy car?
The Indy car was bump drafting these cars.
No, what? Okay, well, let's rewind to that race. I want to see an Indy car bump drafting a Cup car.
Not the 2012 cars, the 2011. We'll have to try that some other night. But these cars are really, really fast, and they're pretty comparable to the speeds that the 11s do. So it's kind of nice to see them set up. But the 11s, oh my God, they catch a little bit of the draft and they would zing by you.
Oh gosh, yeah. That, and you have a car that's what, 1,800 pounds versus a car that's 3,500 pounds. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but these cars, this particular, the car of tomorrow style car didn't do particularly well with bump drafting, so I don't know that you're going to see a whole heck of a lot of it here.
Yeah,
Not because it doesn't make you go faster, it's just you can only do it in a straight line, or it really upsets the balance of the car.
And I know I am not a fan of bump drafting, giving or receiving from people that I am not familiar with racing. So that can handle my car. I know what to expect and how they're going to approach me and how I'm going to approach them. So I would choose not to be bump drafting through this as best as I could.
And on
Should
the
be
backstretch,
should be getting the lights off the pace car next time we hit the stripe. Working lap 10 of 80 right now. We still have plenty of race to go. Hopefully these guys, especially towards the back half of the field, can get it together and we can get some green flag racing going on here.
yeah.
Also, tomorrow night is the Intimidator West Regional. That'll be going live. If it's anything set up like it was tonight, it should be around 10:30 Eastern, 7 Pacific time. We are scheduled to go live on OCTV at 7. So join us anytime you want to between then and the start of the race, and come out and root for your favorite drivers, root for your clubs, root for your teammates, and hopefully we can broadcast a win for them.
I know.
think Donovan.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I think, Donovan, that we are going to have to eat crow on our ideas that these guys take their racing seriously and are vocal, because the radio's been really, really quiet. They've been apologetic, and they've been like, is your car okay?
Yeah, these guys, they've been astronomically kind to one another, the spotters and everybody. So you don't hear that bloodthirsty, hard racing going on at this point yet.
Then again, we're only 11 laps in. That could change at any time.
Yeah, now, and because of that last caution, the 52 was pretty much taken out of the race right now. 3 laps down, his chances have unfortunately looked like they're going to wash away here. 36 is the last car on the lead lap in 17th position, but that car is heavily damaged on the front end of it. It is extremely heavy damage, but I don't see him really being that competitive. Now, the 58 was the one involved in that wreck with the 52, I believe, and he does not have that much damage, actually. It's only on really that front left part of his car. So a few cars have a little bit of damage, but for the most part, pretty clean up front. See if they can keep it clean here as we restart, coming to the 12th lap in the book.
And I think we're going to find out how well the tires pay off, judging by this restart. I mean, the top 5 didn't stop for tires. How long are they going to be able to run before the tires give up on them? And kind of adding to what you were saying there, Katie, was the cars that were coming back out, that might be either to play spoiler or some sort of strategy down the road. If they make green flag stops, they've got someone that can help them get back up to speed so they're not losing so much ground.
Here comes pace car down to pit lane for the 3rd time tonight. 64, Kitty Engstrom out front. Yanni Mastampo sitting on the outside. Green flag's back out, and we are underway here. Once again, Talladega.
So tempted to say boogity there, but wasn't watching that like on the high side, getting that push between 2nd and 4th place. Maybe they're going to be able to pull this off. It does not look like. Oh, the 000 is going to get slammed. Leave the 41 out to dry.
Yeah, I mean, everyone is single file in the back here. They're keeping it so clean. The fight is really up front where they're starting side by side. You see them, the 41 and 64 side by side. Oh, that 64 getting way too close to the bumper there for comfort.
They-
The 41's going to take it off of 4 with some heavy speed now. You see him approaching that 0-0. 0-0 going to leave the top open for him. They are side by side across the line. I believe the 41 led that lap by
5
milliseconds.
thousandths of a second.
Good
And
lord.
And I think you're going to see a lot of that. These cars do extremely well when you leapfrog like an Indy car.
Oh, for 64, a little bit of a tail slap there on the outside wall.
And 99, under challenge from the 999. 99, that is Hensel. 999 is going to fall in behind the 99, and the 12 is following as well. 12 trying to keep to the outside. He's there going through the tri-oval here.
Yeah, I think the best thing for these guys is to recognize that these cars are very fast. They're not like normal Cup cars, and so if you see them coming, don't try and block them. 9 times out of 10, they're gonna wreck you, or you're gonna be wrecked. Get wrecked. It's bad for everyone involved. So they have to keep, especially with only 14 laps completed right now. I mean, absolutely, just be careful here.
I think we just finished the most amount of green flags right now. I think we've only had 3 laps of green flag plus another 2 laps of green flag. So we're coming on to some good quality laps here. We're finally getting some speed built into the tires. We're starting to really feel what everyone's bringing to the table.
Yeah,
41 getting pushed out front there by the 64. Put Nigel DeJong back out to the point. 64 Engstrom hanging tough on the outside of the 0-0, bringing the 99 along with them.
And it looks like they're giving themselves as much space as they possibly can. Coming off of 2 and out of 4, they get really close. And you saw that one car sponsored by Netco didn't touch by whatever.
Yeah, I'm looking at this 999 right now. He is having some tough trouble on the outside there. Luckily that 26 jumped up to the high side and let his speed kind of fizzle out there. But man, that was a steep drop from him. And you see a bunch of cars kind of surrounding him right now. They slowly go by one by one by one. It really shows what kind of speed these guys have here.
Yeah, I mean, the speed difference is immense. But I mean, sometimes that's all you can do is just get out of the gas and not damage the car and just try your best to make up the ground again.
Yeah, you see that 999 try to come down on that 517. That's a tough move. He really just wants that 517 to help him, but he doesn't look like he wants to do it. And the 112 kind of being forced to do that now on the bottom side.
And the 999, he is one of the Benello club members, and his fellow club member, the only other one here, is our current leader, Nigel DeJong, who's retaken the lead back from the 0-0 of Yanni.
Yeah, but you see up at the front, they're starting to form a 6-car pack, 2 or 3 car lengths apart, giving themselves lots of air, and they're going to try and run away from the field. The entire group that didn't stop for tires sitting up there, so it'll be interesting to see how it works out for pit stops. We have a long green flag run.
And they broke away pretty good. You got the 6-car tandem up here. Then you have 4 cars right behind them, and then you have a big group of about 5 or 6 right behind the next group. But these guys they're starting to play it safe, keeping everything on the track and not trying to force the issues here. So we should be able to get a good green flag run in right now. Battle for second, you had the 64 Engstrom underneath the 0-0, going to take over that position, slam the door on the 0-0 and set his sights. Oh, he gets loose.
Oh, yeah, big bump.
99 is going to get past, as well as the 12 is going to go to the inside as well, heading into 1.
Yeah, at this speed level, if you lose even a fraction of momentum, just like we saw at the 999, you're going to the back, and you're going to the back in a hurry.
Yeah, and I'm starting to keep an eye on the 59 and 26 cars. John Jarrett and his teammate, they look like they're pairing up, and they're looking to run the field down. They picked up another car in the mix, but I'd be watching for those cars to catch that lead pack if they're going to scatter the way they are.
Yeah, it looks like they picked up the 58 of Mark Murphy. He was involved in that last incident with the 52. Be interesting to see if with what kind of damage he's got. If he can maintain pace with these guys up here, a lot of left side damage to that 58 machine.
Well, I think. Oh, he just touched the wall.
Oh,
again.
99. Where's that 59?
That's the car we were talking about. I was going to say that as long as his hood and his roof is flat, it should work out pretty good being the middle car. But he took himself out of the picture with that move.
Yeah, and as we were looking at that, the 00 just power moved by the 14, retaking that lead. And the 14 coming right back.
Yeah, that is the 41 of Nigel DeJong. He is doing a hell of a job trying to get back up here. But this is one of the problems that we see in just the normal cup races. That the good news is, as the 41 smacks the wall trying to catch his car. That was a mean hit right there.
Oh,
They're carrying so much speed off of that second turn. We've seen it repeatedly happen already. These guys are just carrying so much speed, they just go right into the wall. Got to be careful here.
Yeah, we're seeing the cars that didn't stop. Their front right's going to start giving up at this point.
New leader here, number 12, Carl Hayes.
Yeah, he just powered by the 00, just like he was just kind of sitting there on the Sunday drive. He's the 00 got right up to him.
Here comes the 64 underneath the 00 as well, bringing the 17 along with him. Magic looking to get back into the top 3. Oh, the 12.
Oh! Jiminy Christmas, and all the backpack is catching on the leaders as well.
Yeah, that 12 didn't hit the wall. He probably couldn't put a piece of paper in between the car and the wall. He got super close. Again, another new leader, 64, back out to the point. 17, want to take over the lead. 00, blocks the 00 going into turn 1.
And that we have looking at right now, we got a 9-car battle. Oh no, the 70 or 26 just nailed into the wall, inside wall bouncing. Just all by himself. Got a little loose, pushed up into the wall, and just shot straight down into the wall here. But we're still green.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to take the tow back to the pit road. And pretty much that's going to end his day. Meanwhile, top 4 close now.
They're getting really close. I can't seem to remember. These cars have regulars soon or not?
With the restrictor plate, it's kind of hard to hit it. Or without the restrictor plate. The default setup has such a low gear in it. These things can run for days.
Our top 4 are running almost nose to tail. Looks like the 12 car lost just a little bit of speed there, and he's falling back, but he's got the 59 right behind him. 59 does have the fresher tires, while there is another battle pass for the lead. Connery is coming back. And Kitty is taking over the spot again.
Almost 3 wide there in the middle of 1 and 2. 41 taking back over to second spot. 00.
Oh, check it up! Oh, everyone, the 2 guys behind him wise to get off the gas and get things resettled. That was stressful.
Yeah, you may want to watch that 17 just for strategy to play out. He's got Carl Hughes, John Jarrett, and Mark Murphy all sitting in back there. That he's probably going to try and collect and make the 4-car draft his teammates.
I tell you what, back behind them, about 10 seconds off of the lead right now, we have the 36 car. He is heading a pack of cars here. They're single file for the time being, but every now and then someone will try to jump up, get side by side, and they just get so sideways that they end up having to be single file once again. And it's been pretty tight for the most part. It's getting close back here, that's for sure. Ooh, the 59 off track. Way out of whack. Hit the wall. His car is totaled. That is John Jarrett. He got off of 2 and just spun himself out. He tried to stay off the wall, and unfortunately that just spun him right around. His car is absolutely totaled, but he's going as fast as he can to get back to the pit lane here. But yeah, that's no caution, so that is going to put him multiple laps down.
Yeah, that's another UK and I car and just as many laps.
It looked like, watching the replay there real quick, that he just had such a good run coming out of the corner. And I don't know if he had too good of a run coming up on the car behind him or if it just overpowered himself. He launched forward and just lost control of the car.
Yeah,
Oh, and I'm looking at the 99 right now. The 99 and the 58. Interesting. Both of those cars are off track. The 58 just spinning in front of the 99. 58 blew a motor. 99 is going very slow, trying to get back to pit lane. Multiple cars getting out right now in single car incidents.
And that's another UK and I car as well.
And you talk about one by one. These guys are taking some shots out here. Ooh, as the 41 goes side by side with the 17 trying to close the door. Oh, just barely. You got to be careful here, boys.
Yeah,
Yep, 52 laps to go, but it's getting exciting now.
Yeah, we got that 17 had a really good run, dived into the 41, and now he's lost the position again. We're seeing a lot of just little itty bitty bobbles out of each car will dramatically change these guys' speed, and they're encroaching on each other so rapidly.
Yeah, we are down to 13 cars. 13 cars on the lead lap right now, and they are pretty spread out for the most part. We have about the top 5 within a second of each other, but beyond that, I mean, we have a couple of cars together, but it's really tough right now. These numbers are getting just dropped so quickly.
We should be seeing green flag pit stops as long as this thing stays under green coming up pretty soon. I would say within the next 5 to 10 laps.
I would think sooner, to be honest. If I was one of these cars that was out there, I'd probably plan on a 2-stop strategy. These
Look at double zero.
Double zero. Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's
looking
making it
3
3
wide.
wide.
He's driving up the middle. Oh!
Talk
Yeah,
about
he's
a power
testing
move.
him.
Holy cow, that has he had 8 tires on him that went right by everybody. That was an impressive move.
That was close. You got to be careful, but luckily those guys gave him plenty of room, and he sailed right through him. It was insane. Good for him. He's going to lead this lap now. That'll be his 7th lap lead of the day.
And he just broke out to a huge car lead, but now the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, or 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th are speeding up on him so quickly. Ah! Somebody... This is fine. These guys are going 220 miles an hour doing this stuff.
Yeah, you can definitely see how bad the speeds have fell off.
Oh,
It looks like a 41.
41, yeah, he's coming in.
Nigel De Jong coming to the attention of his virtual pit crew here.
Yeah, he is rolling 60 miles an hour down pit lane from 220 plus miles an hour.
Painstakingly slow.
Oh, just watching it makes me just want to push a little harder.
And then after a number of laps, really, really difficult to get slowed down and hold it straight.
Yeah, no, he got in there smooth, cleaned, and didn't look like he locked him up bad at all, and entered pit speed just perfectly. Car right in front of him as well. Who's that coming out of pits?
Looks like Double Zero is getting ready to make his way down pit road as well. Mastampo.
Keep it below the yellow line there.
Oh, he's going up in front of him. He's moving it to the top. That's 64. Our leader, he is coming 225 miles an hour with the 41 in sight right now. That 99 with him as well. Now that 99 is 4 laps down. Keep that in mind.
Well, Dejon
And he can barely get up to speed.
Dejon is already up to 220 miles an hour. Fresh tires. He's going to be able to come around here at about 230. Just about by himself.
Yeah, he's going 222 in the middle of the corner. Right now, 64 no help going 217.
Riding on board with the 64 of Engstrom. 17 in tow with the 12 right behind him.
Ooh, double zero coming up on the track.
And this one's going to get close. Mastampo just now exiting turn 2. 64 is now exiting 2. 00 is back up pretty much to speed here. They might get a little draft off of them.
Yeah, for the most part, their speed is about even here. At 64, man, he got off of that gas. At 17, flying by him. Looks like he might be pitting this time. Yes, he is. 64 to pit lane.
Yeah, when you got a solo car driving faster than you in a 3-car draft, it's time to pit.
Yeah, there's a big speed difference between the first couple laps you can do in these cars on new tires, and then when they wear. I mean, we saw times and speeds that were up near 235 mile an hour to 210, 215 by the time they had to pit.
Yeah, the 110 pitting as well. Sorry, 112. He is on pit lane, pitting from the 4th position. That is Harry Tiller just now getting to his pit box. So this will be a long stop for him.
Yeah, and if you look at the times these guys are running, Nigel in the 41 came out of the pit lanes by himself, and he's turning a 41.5-ish lap by himself. The guys who are fresh tired and coming out, they're turning 40-second laps. So, but the leaders were turning 43-second laps. So there's a 1.5 second difference between solo fresh tire and old tire and draft.
Yeah, Connery Maddock out front right now on that 17 machine for the UK&I club. Got a teammate right behind him at Carl Heights. And they have yet to pit. Looks like, I believe that's a 64 in front of them. Yeah, 64 right in front of them.
And that 64 has pit. He's just come out of the pit. So he is as close on the tail end of the lead lap as he possibly could be.
Now, did the 17 and the 12 pit on one of these cautions?
They're both showing on my
yes,
chart.
Yes, they have
pitted
each taken
once,
one
but
pit.
we just don't know which one.
I know the 17 pitted on the second caution because we were watching them. He was running 7th. He was the first car to roll in.
Oh, 12. What's wrong with 12 there?
Oh, 17's bouncing all over.
Tell you what, that turn 2 has been causing so many troubles, just so much speed, carrying it off, and they just can't seem to hold it down. A lot of drivers having trouble.
And it looks like the 59 is off pace.
Yeah, the 59 was involved in a heavy accident just now, finishing repairs on his car right now. He's 10 laps down.
Good for him to go ahead and wait that out and come back out and keep running.
Yeah, there are plenty of laps to go. There's 43 to go. I mean, you're 10 laps down. Plenty of guys can wreck out by now. So.
Oh, yeah, and great points for the team. Are they running team points?
Yeah, it's top 2 clubs advance from these regionals. So right now the hostess with the mostest UK&I, and it looks like Biatch are in the running for it as long as everybody can finish and finish pretty decent.
Yeah, I'm going to keep a close eye on this 00 and the 41. They were our leaders before pit stops began, and they are running bumper to bumper right now, so got to keep a close eye on them. We do have the 112. He made a pit stop. He is now 1 lap down, but we are waiting on the 17 and 12. They've got a few more laps to go before they absolutely need to pit.
Yeah, and then if we look at the way the race is shaking down right now, it's 2.5 seconds from Maddock to Carl Heiss, and then behind him, another 14 seconds is Patrick Kopp in the 11.
Yeah, the 11, 36.05 and 9.99. They leader into pit road here.
Yep, 17 has decided to bring it on in.
12 is going to follow suit right behind him.
Yeah, running 7th and 8th right now, respectively, are our 2 previous leaders, Yanni and Nigel. They are going to be coming up to the back really fast now.
That'll only put them about 10 seconds off the leader. New leader out here, number 11, Patrick Kopp. We got the 36 of Stuart Pomfrey right behind him, the 05 of Jan Hoffman, and the 9.99 of Freddie Beasons.
And the leader has made 3 pit stops, so the leader's in good shape for not having to pit for a while.
The 11's got a lot of right side damage, right front damage at least.
36 coming into the pits right now, dropping in from second position.
And major damage to the front end of that 36.
Oh yeah, he was involved in that really first accident where he took a bunch of damage. He was able to stay out, but heavy damage on his car.
11 just passed the line, coming out to 2. We are halfway now. 40 more laps to go. Might still see one more pit stop. We had 2 cautions during the first half of the race. And on the second caution, about 8 laps in, we saw a lot of these guys come in and take pits. So from the first pit stop, which I believe the 64 was one of the first guys to come down, lap 34 to right now.
Yeah, the 41 pit, then the 00 and 64, all within about a lap of each other.
Yeah, look at the 00, the 14 coming around are Patrick and Jan. Just, those fresh tires, they're running 4 seconds a lap faster. Oh! I keep saying 14, I'm sorry.
11 touched the wall coming out of turn 2 there, and it's the first place it wants to go towards that inside wall, which is why you're seeing such catastrophic injuries when they do touch the wall.
Yeah, luckily he was able to save it, but unfortunately that outside hit got him so much damage on the right side after already having a good bit.
My apologies to Nigel. I keep seeing Office Depot. I'm saying 14 because I'm so used to seeing that, but he's in the 41.
Yeah, Yanni Mastampo back out to the point here. Nigel DeJong about a second off pace right now.
So how do you guys feel about an unsponsored car being at the front end of a super speedway race?
At least it ain't solid white. He has some color on it. And sponsors. Real quick.
It's always good. It warms my heart to see someone who's not running a sponsored scheme do well. At the same time, you're always saying somebody put a paint scheme on that car. But Yanni is just put on a clinic tonight. He's leading a bunch of laps. He's running great lines. He's aggressive and he's clean.
And he's the only driver from Iberia that is running in the race. So I mean, he's the lone survivor of this whole group. That if he wins and moves on, that'll do good for his team.
Yeah, and that 11 car, Patrick finally deciding to bring it into the pits here. That's probably the best decision for him. He's going to have to get a little bit of damage fixed, but for the most part, he'll probably just send it back out.
Yeah, it's going to leave 8 cars on the lead lap. 7 cars, excuse me. So we're, names are getting checked off one by one here. Next,
yeah, I tell you what, shout out to the 05 of Jan Hoffman now pitting. They qualified 15th.
Missed a pit.
Put it up 15th. Ooh, yeah, went a little too far forward there. Pitting from, I believe that was 3rd position, so still has a good chance, but gotta nail that pit stop.
Now looking at the guys who stayed out the longest during that green flag cycle, the 17 and the 12. They're sitting 20 plus seconds behind the leaders right now. That probably was not the best call, but one caution could rack them all back up, put another car on the lead lap, and then they can start going to town.
Then again, as the field gets smaller and smaller, that diminishes the chances of a caution coming out because iRacing won't call a caution unless they're in the way of another car.
Nigel DeJong has got to get some of his 517s draft. Simon Thorne's first car 1 lap down. He's going to try to work his way back around the 00, get back onto the lead lap. DeJong catching up a little bit. 517 splitting them pretty evenly right now. So as long as the 41 gets a good run here, he can catch back up, start racing the 00 for the lead again.
Yeah, as you said, that 517 is really hanging on for the lucky dog right now. It's pretty much really the only option, assuming that this race does go green. Unless, of course, our leaders have some trouble, then that can always benefit them. But right now, we have a battle between the 112 and the 12 car. They are on the tail end of the lead lap right now, 26 seconds behind the leader. So a little more than halfway back. And they're keeping it close. They're trying not to hit each other. It's the best you can do right now. And the 50 car behind them, he is not racing forward position. He is one lap down, the last car lap down. So really just trying to keep it clean and coast with these guys.
And to think that half of the top 6 is from UK and Ireland, and they will not make it in their current spots.
There goes Highs around Tiller right there. Heading off into turn 1. 112 looked like he had a little bit of right side damage to that machine. Might be what is holding him up right here.
Yeah, with these speeds off too, it's almost as if the entire track is Talladega except for the turn 2 backstretch wall. That's Darlington. We've had almost every car try and get a stripe here because it's been crazy getting off that corner.
And back up front, you got the 41 catching up to the 00, getting a great run down the backstretch. I mean, it's like the 00's got parachutes out on the backstretch. How good a run these guys get. Running a little bit of an unconventional line there. Running the middle lane, 41 does have right side damage, so this could be hindering him a little bit.
Yeah, that's a fair amount of damage he's got sitting all over the right front wheel. Interesting to see what happens in the draft when he starts getting closer.
Yeah, and if you haven't noticed, a lot of these cars are leaving, at least 2 car lengths between each other just because they're so aero sensitive. You get pull up behind another car, coming out of 2, the car will not turn.
Yeah, overall, I would say I am highly impressed with the patience that all these drivers are showing with each other.
Working on, let's see, 2 more laps, we'd have 40 laps of green flag racing. 30 to go as they cross the stripe here. Estampo, still your leader.
And 3 different clubs representing the top 3, and as we were saying, only the top 2 clubs make it, so there's 4 clubs in the top 4. Actually, there's 4 clubs that make up the top 8, and most of them that are behind that first group of 3 aren't going to make it. I think we're going to see these top 3 just kind of pace each other, wait it out to the last 5 laps, and then roll the dice and see who can come out the winner.
Yeah, interestingly enough, we had just watched the battle between the 12 car and the 112. That is 5th and 6th on the track. Now they've gained, since we've highlighted them, 2 seconds. They've gained 2 seconds on our leader. We do have 29 laps to go. They do have time to catch them, but they've got to try and work together. But it looks like that 12 car just set sail.
Yeah, and most
we will be seeing one. Go ahead, Tim.
I'm sorry. Yeah, well, mostly with the 52 laps in the books, I would assume probably in the next 10 laps they will make the last pit stop that they'd have to make.
Yeah, I was going to point that out too. We are coming up on our next round of green flag stops, which will take us to the end of the race. So they're going to have to negotiate getting in and pitting and coming back out cleanly with, no pressure there.
Battling for the lead here to 41. He seems that he can get to about 2 car lengths off the rear bumper of the 00, and just he can't complete the run. I think he needs somebody right behind him to take some of that air off the rear spoiler, give him a little bit more speed.
Either that or he's sizing them up for later.
Now, we've seen both of these guys make incredible runs on each other and pass them each other. So we know each one has the capability of getting around them. I do think having a third car back there doing some aero work will definitely help the 41 sitting in second.
I mean, just look at that. I mean, he's getting the run, and then going into the turn, he just loses it. Probably that damage.
Oh, speaking of damage,
00.
Just get hard into the wall. Oh, that was not a tail slap. That he just drove it straight into that wall.
I mean, that right side is completely bent in, especially around that right front tire. It is all the way over the wheel right now. It's an insane amount of damage.
That's going to affect aero and handling. Oh, yeah, he's coming in for the pits.
Yeah, he's coming in, but how bad would that feel to lead most of the race and then take yourself out like that?
Yeah,
So it
he's
looks
got,
like the 99 Blue and Engine guys, he is trying to coast right now to pit lane. He is all the way down on the left side of the track trying to get there. Going 8 miles an hour.
If we look back in 8th spot, we've got teammates there, Stuart Hogfrey and I believe Freddie Bessons. There's a couple of guys back there, they're teammates, or at least they're from the same club. They're moving up, so when we thought they were out, they got a chance now.
And, 64, looking back at him, he's coming to pit lane right now. He's going to pit from the second position, going to give it back over to the 17, Connery Maddock, back up to second. About 11, maybe 10 seconds. Yeah, 10 seconds off the lead here.
Yeah, the 00 off the pit lane right now, right in front of the 41 car going into turn 3. Just now getting up to speed, but
Roman Walker,
like
20 on the front stretch. He just had to reset.
Now,
the
leader is pitting.
calling out. Pitting, yep. We think same thing.
Yeah, I know. I think we're, for the first time working together, we're on the ball with each other here.
We share a brain, but we don't share a mouth.
great minds, boys, great minds. That's 64
17.
now coming off the pit lane, just now crossing the checkered line.
Ooh.
He's got to get back up to speed.
17 might have been a little hot coming in there. We'll see if he comes back within the next couple of laps. He's down pit road right now.
50 has completed their stop. You see them leaving as the 17 comes in.
Going to give the lead to the number 12, Carl Hayes.
Yeah, although that pit entry by the 17 was a little sketchy, it did show that he was down to speed for me, so I think he got in time.
And he's down and away.
And good old Yanni in the 00 is back up to third.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's going 230 right now with the damage he has, so it's clearly not affecting his car that much. But he's got to catch back up to that 41. The 41 now getting up to speed, going 220 into turn 3. Yanni is about a few seconds behind him now. Got to focus, get down to it, and try to catch him here.
Did anyone happen to notice that the leader, Kyle Hayes, is 16 seconds ahead of the leader of second place?
I did. He
just
came into the pits, too.
Yeah.
Surrender the lead back to the 41. Nigel Dijon back to the point with the 00 close in tow. Less than a half a second right now separates those two machines.
Yeah, easily within striking distance.
Yeah, a big shout out to Nigel Dijon, who has the highest I rating of this field, plus a sweet 4.99 A license.
Wow. He's definitely showing the abilities.
Getting a little draft off that 50. Tom Gorson gonna let him have the inside here. Not gonna help out the 00 at all. A 00 doesn't need it. He's closing in about 3 car lengths separate the two as they're working their way off of turn 2. Closing 1 car length now. Yanni's got something for him.
Yeah, well, these guys are battling. We do have a couple of cars slow on the track. The 05 lost tons of speeds right there. Look at the 64. Good Lord, did he hit turbo. Delling by these guys as fast as he can. These are all spots on the track. That 64 now up to 4th position. What a run by that guy. The 36, he is currently pitting right now. Remember, heavy damage on the front of his car. Ooh, bringing some heavy speed. Looks like he's going to get down. He'll make it speed on pit lane. And again, that 12 and 112 cannot get away from each other. This is 9th and 10th on the track. They are bumper to bumper, but unfortunately they are 27 seconds behind our leader.
And it looks like Nigel de Jong and Yanni Mistampo have, even after pit stops, are now nose to tail again.
Yeah, and just to highlight a few guys that got out early because of accidents, they are now back on the track. The 88 of Carl Jansen back on track, 57 laps down, currently sitting 20th. And the 15 of Dominic Baum, 47 laps down, sitting in 18th. So trying to pick up a couple of positions here. The 88 is really going to struggle to get anywhere because he's so many laps down. Might be able to pick up one spot from the 52, but the 15 might be able to pick up quite a few spots if he can keep going lap by lap.
And we're just 20 to go here. Come to the line, we'll have 19 laps to go. Not a lot of time for that 15 to make up. He'll probably make up about 2-3 spots maybe.
I don't know what's in the 64's engine, but holy cow is he coming. He has already closed down the distance between what was the 999 and the 17, separated by about 4 seconds. Keep that in mind. The 64 just flew by him. He has got some incredible speed right now, and he's gonna have to do something though. We've got 19 laps to go. He is 13 laps behind our leaders. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah, 64's got just a little bit of a rear end renovation, but he's got the cleanest front clip out of all of these cars on the lead lap, just about.
And as long as that 17 sits on his butt, he's going to be able to catch down. He's running a full second faster than our leader and second place, so he's going to run them down.
Well, he's got the fresh tires, but there's 4 plugs in the top 4 positions, and only 2 are going to make it. It doesn't look like there's any team actions going to happen at this moment.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's cumulative between the plugs. Top 5 finishers score points.
Are they doing the same point structure as with the Armageddon series?
I believe so. I was reading it earlier, and that's what I grasped from it.
That'll be a big changeover then from what we're looking at. If they're doing cumulative top 5s and then averaging up or adding up all these points, then that's going to be a big difference.
And like I said earlier, Biatch and UK and I pretty much wrap it up unless these couple of Scandinavia guys can record pretty good finishes, which the highest Scandinavia guy would be the 50, I believe.
Oh,
no, 64.
Yeah, 64. Yeah, he's running 3rd. Although the other 2 active Scandinavians are actually all 3 Scandinavians are all in the back half of the field, and 2 of them are dead last.
Yeah.
That's not going to be a good points accumulation.
Yep, so 15 to go. It looks like most of the cars should have already done their final lap, and they've got what they got till the end.
Yeah, it looks like we've actually got a couple people, not necessarily teaming up, but it's 2 by 2. We've got the 41 and the 00 sticking together. That is 1st and 2nd on the track. We've got the 64 and the 17 together. That is 3rd and 4th on the track. And then we've got the 99, the 05, 12, and now the 112. Look at the speed they have blowing by these guys. Got to go all the way below the yellow line to pass them. That's a little sketchy move there, but those all 4 right there, all for position, and that is 5th through 8th on the track.
Well, it may be illegal in regular NASCAR, but it's perfectly fine in iRacing to make that move below the double yellow.
Yeah, no penalties that we've seen so far. I think Carl Jansen was pleased with that pass that these guys just did. Looking back up at the 64, he is still reeling in the top 2. The difference is now about 10 seconds. I think he's going to run out of laps.
He's coming. He's got the speed. If he can get there, he's going to have something. He's going to have something for them boys up front.
And it looks like Tom Gregoriuson in the 50 has spun again on the backstretch. No harm, no foul. He's going to keep moving, but almost had that caution that everyone was looking for.
Man, wouldn't that have kind of changed some things up? Ooh, look
Yeah,
at that
strategy
05.
out the window.
Big run off of turn 2, trying to get past that 999. Is actually going to slow up and let him go again.
I'm kind of getting excited for Kitty here. I think I don't know if he's going to be able to get past Nigel and Yanni, but if either one of those two front runners have a bobble, Kitty is going to be there so fast.
Yes, indeed. And a quick shout out to the 26 of Matthew Coleman. He is keep trying to come out on this track, trying to complete a few laps, but it's just not really working for him right now. That 15 car, he's trying to pick up that spot. That's why he's still running, even though he's just a little bit slower than the other cars.
Yeah, Kitty seems to be slowing down his approach, although he is still coming. It's just not taking off the laps like he was just a few laps ago.
Back up front, DeJong still out front in that 41 car. Yanni still in second, still sitting about 3/10 off, I believe. He's just sizing them up. Next time by will be 10 laps to go. Now it's time for 00 to get to thinking about what kind of move he's going to want to make here on the last lap, because with the way these cars have been driving, there's going to be a last lap pass for the win if any pass happens at all.
And with cars coming into the pits and being out too long, lap traffic, I think, is also going to become a factor in these closing laps.
Oh, like you said, I believe that's the 11 at the top in front of the leader, slowed the leader down tremendously.
Yeah, he's the last one on the lead lap now, so that will put him in a lucky dog position with only 10 laps to go. The 999 has decided to pit here. Looks like he was trying to cut it close. Currently on pit lane, he will fall down to the 10th position.
It's like right then the 00. You know how like they have in all the NASCAR movies where they shift like 800 times, and then they shift to pass somebody. It looked like he just did that to the 11 as the 11 gets into the wall right behind him.
Well, I noticed that he was making use of the draft, and that's how he got up so close on DeJong, was he used the draft to kind of catch up what he had lost before. He was starting to drop off of him, it looked like, and he's gotten back up there.
And it looks like the 64, Engstrom and Maddox, 64 and 17 respectively, they have plateaued. Still sitting 9.5 seconds back. Not enough time, even if they still gain a second a lap. Still not enough time for them to get back up there. So they're hoping and praying for a yellow flag to come out. 41 into 00, like, nuh-uh, we don't want that.
Yeah, keep in mind that 50 car driving past these guys. That car itself is 4 laps down. 4 laps down, so not really competing for a spot right now. Kind of just making some noise around these boys.
At the same time, if the leader gets behind him, they can use that draft to kind of pick up a little bit of additional speed, maybe get some space between him and the 00.
Speaking of 00, just give another little tail slap to the wall coming out of 2.
Oh, yeah, he dropped tremendously right there. He's got about a 15 car length gap between him and the leader, 05, to come down, try to give him a little bit of that draft. But yeah, that 00 is a lot more hurt than what he was earlier.
I'm so impressed. These cars are still doing 230 plus miles an hour, dropping down to 225 in the corners, 235 in the straights. Oh, that's so fast.
Yeah, we've got a couple of cars pitting right now. One by one, they've come on pit lane, kind of on their own accord, trying to make it, I guess, towards the end here, but really just can't hold on. Right now, we have 6 cars on the lead lap, and again, on the tail end of the lead lap here, we have the 112 of Harry Tiller and the 12 of Carl Hughes. Doing pretty good right now, 5th and 6th on the track, but so far behind our leaders, unfortunately.
Yeah, and then another lap or two from now, caution will end it. So we're at lap 75 of this 80-lap race.
Nigel DeJong has a huge lead right now, and looks like Yanni's not able to take advantage and close anything. Kitty, who was having a huge run, also just sitting there, not really gaining at all anymore. So it looks like, unless something magical happens, this is gonna be kind of how we wrap it up.
Yeah, the next flag right here will end the race, whether it be the caution or the checkered. DeJong out to a almost 2-second advantage over Yanni right now. Not looking good for old double out right there.
Ooh, 41 getting squirrely there.
Well, never mind, I spoke too soon.
Right.
Yes, indeed, he heard you. Like, oh, just kidding. Just getting there.
Smoke almost went Danica on us.
Oh, man.
No, there's nobody else around her.
Do you happen to notice the 15 ahead of the leader just passed him right now? He's actually crabbing down around the track on a super speedway.
Ooh, guys, look at the almost a wreck with a 00 and the 15 car. That 15 car is going so slow right now. Did not get out of the way in time. Almost caused an accident, but good lord, that 05 getting by him. That car has to get out of the way in those situations. He is 49 laps down right now.
Yeah.
The good thing is, he just picked up 2 spots on the track. So he's scoring more and more points for Diach. Right
Yeah,
there.
there's absolutely no problem with cruising on the track, but when you've got a leader coming your way, you got to pick a lane and get out of the way, because right now these guys are so much quicker.
Yeah, the 15 of
But
Dominic,
Katie-
he is 10 seconds off the pace.
But Katie and Donovan, he's crabbing at 205 miles an hour.
It's ridiculous to watch. I love this. This is just as fun as watching the Armageddon races. I mean, these guys are so freaking fast.
Oh, look at the 11. Got out of a cannon around that 41. 11 must have just been on pit road. Whew.
He hit the push to pass button, better known as tires.
Right? Yeah, Patrick, he is 3 seconds faster than everybody right now on the racetrack. So yeah, he must have just gotten tires. He's also 3 laps down. So everyone in front of him in the positions are 1 lap down. So he's gaining speeds and flying fast.
Passing people like they are standing still, absolutely. You can watch them approach this 999 right now in front of them. You see it. I mean, no draft whatsoever needed. Just catching these guys one by one.
Right during the final lap here. Yeah, he's passing like he was just given the lucky dog.
41 making his way through turn 3 and 4. Going to make his way down the front stretch here at Talladega Super Speedway. As soon as he hits the stripe, the white flag will be out one last time around for the Intimidator East Regional here. 1 to go.
And on this last lap, there is a battle right now between 4th and 5th, or excuse me, 3rd and 4th. These guys are battling right now for their final position.
Yeah, you were actually right. It's 3rd and 4th, and then a separate battle for 5th and 6th right now. So this will be cutting it close coming to the end here.
I'm going to keep my eyes on the 64 here and the 17. They are just a hair apart, but the 17 does have an opportunity coming into 3 to close up that gap.
At 41, Nigel DeJong making his way through the trioval one last time. He is going to take the checker flag. DeJong wins here at Talladega.
Yeah, Yanni bringing it home in 2nd. Good run by the 00, the 64, 17. 17 trying to get a run here towards the end. Looking, going low here. Won't be able to get there, unfortunately,
just
but
missed
good
it.
try on his part. The 12 and 112, they are battling for a position as well. Looks like the 12 said, see ya, I'm not giving you a chance to pass me. So that 12 will capture the 5th position. Oh, he did indeed.
Oh, he crosses the line.
Spins across the line. Talk about looking pretty.
Cross the line backwards. Fantastic finish for Harry there.
Really good finish. We got 6 drivers finish on the lead lap there. Nigel's just doing a fantastic job of hanging on, keeping his tail off of that
There's
second
a
turn. We
blue
see
and
cars
white
driving
car.
by sideways right now.
Yeah, you can see every time that car was turned around, it was just getting ready to launch up in the air.
The 112 and the 41 are getting together.
Oh yeah, they're doing a little, might be doing a little burnout here.
Photo op.
Just a little bit, just a little bit. Just having some fun. And that 41 does have a little bit of damage. You can see it on the right side, so he wasn't clean. I mean, I don't think anyone was clean this race. It was so much getting loose and smacking that turn 2 wall. We had a couple of big cautions early on, but for the most part, a lot of guys eliminating themselves either in single car crashes or 2-car crashes in the middle of a green flag run.
Yeah, there goes the 41 doing lighting them up.
Yeah, we've got the 88 still spinning on the backstretch. We've got a couple of guys in the pit lane. Little every now and then having some trouble, but that 41 is absolutely burning down as he's entering the tri-oval backwards. Oh, stay off that wall.
All right, for results here, we have got. Let's see. I am gonna butcher these names as best as I can. Katie, if you or Cafe, if you guys are any better at this part here, jump on in.
Oh no, all you.
Oh, fantastic! This will
Yeah,
be
no
fun.
problem.
So looks like results-wise, coming in first, Nigel De Jong in the 41, the 00 Vianney, 64 of Kitty. And I'm not going to try these last names. Strum, I guess here. Coming in third, fourth position, given to Connery Maddock. Fifth is the 12 car of Carl Hayes. Sixth is Harry Tiller. From the 112, the 7 car, or the 05 car coming in seventh of Jan Hoffman. 517 of Simon Thorns in eighth, Stuart Pomfrey in ninth, Freddie Bessons maybe in the 999 coming in 10th. Coming down further in 11th is Patrick Kopp. 12th is Tom. 13th is Roman Walter. 14th is Marion Hensel. 15th is Dominic Baum. 16th John Garrett, Mark Murphy coming in 17th, Matthew P. Coleman in 18th, Carl Jansen in 19th, and Christian Seelman in 20th. Yep, and rounding out the field, Yanni Rutan coming in 21st.
In and strong there on those names. Good job.
Hey,
again, as we said before, we apologize to anyone if we butchered your name throughout this episode. We sorely apologize. Unfortunately, we cannot pay anyone emotional damage fees for that. Just gonna have to get over it and move on. But man, these drivers, they came out and they fought hard. The 41, the 00 battling pretty much all race, trying to keep it clean. But unfortunately, the 00 just got into the wall one too many times, lost the lead there at the end, and the 41 just set sail right into the line there and snagged himself a win. For the most part, the 64 did pretty well trying to keep it up there. He had speed towards the end, man. Those tires were killing him, but he just fell off a little too soon, unfortunately, and finished about 11 seconds back behind the leader. And we had a couple of people running up front, had a little bit of trouble. Unfortunately, finished much further in the back, but overall, a very, very good race.
Yeah, I was hoping to see a little more pack running or 2-3 car runs, but for what we had there, again, those ridiculous speeds, seeing those guys just break a little bit of momentum and having it just throw away tons of positions. Exciting to watch these guys having to dodge each other time and again. So overall, man, I'm impressed. I'm excited, and I can't wait to see what the West has to do tomorrow.
Yeah, I find what's interesting is that our top 3 finishers, not one of them was a part of the UK&I club. So very strong running by these other clubs right here. Because we always seem to get one of these clubs, one of these big clubs like Northwest, and we had Florida come out and in a street stock race dominate. But these big clubs not able to hold up at their racetrack. But it's good to see that these guys tried to keep it clean and did a really good job towards the end of this race.
So that wraps up our coverage here of the World Cup of iRacing East Division for the Intimidator. Tomorrow at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 7:30 Pacific. We're going to do this all over again with the West, looking at the best of the North America, Canada, Central America, and South America, having at it. So on behalf of Cafe, Katie, West the Mess, our producer Tony K, thank you guys for tuning in. I'm Donovan Johns for OCTV.